Obie is home today. He was supposed to start school last week. But even after applying for extra services, he only has an hour and a half of one-on-one time with a student assistant per day. He has PURA syndrome and needs help walking, eating, and communicating. And his parents say that's not nearly enough time to ensure his well-being or safety.
He's a very capable little guy, but he's also very vulnerable. And he doesn't, for example, he doesn't fully understand heights. So there have been a couple of occasions where we've actually had to stop him from walking over stairs in his walker. So there's numerous examples that we could, come up with around safety that for us and the medical staff that we've always dealt with, it was required that he has at least one-on-one support.
As members of Halibu, the family qualifies for specific help under Jordan's principle, a federal policy that stipulates First Nations children must be able to access the services and supports they need. Neither the federal government nor the province's English school district will answer questions about why Obie gets so few hours of daily support this year. But his mother says the problem isn't new.
Angry, frustrated, exhausted, really. This is the 4th year. And I think what people don't see often is, when you have a medically complex child or a child with exceptionalities, life is harder, right? Our night times are hard. He doesn't sleep through the night. We have to blend his food and feed it to him. We have to help him with the bathroom, help him get around. So, life is hard anyways. When you think of something like school in Canada, that should be a safe place. That should be a place where you go and you're like, it's like an exhale.
More than just a breather. One group calls school a basic human need, and one many kids who need support aren't able to access.
What we're seeing is children that are being kept home from school by their parents, and in some cases, in many cases, being homeschooled by their parents. These rights are therefore being denied.
Right now, support resources are allocated in a lump sum to schools, causing a scramble in September. The Autism Society wants that to change.
So whatever money we're putting towards this is not an effective use of funds. It is ticking a box, to be blunt. It is saying, okay, well, we've done something. As opposed to working with the individual, identifying the need, allocating the resources that can be much more efficiently done if it's the person, because then if the person moves from school A to school B, that funding moves with them. There's not a reallocation to the school. Because at the end of the day, it's about resources.
For the Coalition for Persons with Disabilities, the lack of student supports at school comes down to money and how much governments are willing to spend.
There is not an adequate amount of money put forward to enable enough student assistance, enough hours to actually be available to the students who need it, and that school staff, administrators, are forced to use the allotment of hours and disperse that among the population. I think that's the problem.
Unfortunately, Obie is still not able to attend school. And his parents know of many other families that are experiencing a similar situation. CBC contacted the English School District last week looking for an interview, but no response. CBC also contacted the Federal Department of Indigenous Services Canada, which oversees the Jordan's principle. They did not respond either. Colleen Connors, CBC News, Corner Brook.